Good morning. My name is Jessica. I am one of the pastors here at Twin Lakes Church, and it's great to be joining you today for the daily video Devo. So about a month ago, our junior high staff was in a meeting, and we were discussing the purpose of our small groups. What do we really want to happen during that time, and how do we want our students to grow and change because of the time that they've spent in those small groups with our leaders and the time they spend studying the Bible? And is there a Bible verse that encompasses those goals? And so our discussion led us to the New Testament book of James, one that has come up a lot for me recently. If you haven't read it, it's a really short book full of practical ways of putting our faith into practice. So you should check it out. It won't take you very long to read. It's about 4 chapters. But here's what James 3:17 to 18 has to say. It says, "But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace will reap a harvest of righteousness." And we thought, that's it. We hope and pray that our students will be able to recognize the difference between the wisdom of heaven and the foolishness of this world. We hope that because of the time they spend in our ministry, in the big group and especially in the small groups, that they will become wise peacemakers. Now, that's kind of a crazy dream for a bunch of wild, hormonally whacked out middle school students, right? But we can dream big, and God can do so much more than we ask or imagine. And honestly, this isn't really just a prayer for our students, it's a prayer for me as well. You know, when I read these verses, it's super convicting because all too often I fail to demonstrate the qualities that are listed here as wisdom from heaven. Here's that list again: pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy, impartial and sincere. You know, I'm not always considerate. I often demand my own way instead of submitting to others. And impartial, well, sometimes I'm impartial, but I have a struggle too of wrestling between listening to the wisdom from heaven and the foolishness of this world. And yet, as Jesus followers, this is what we're called to be. What if we all lived this way? What if our students grew in wisdom from heaven, in God's wisdom, and lived that out in their lives as wise peacemakers? How attractive would that be to a culture that regularly resorts in divisive backbiting and hurling insults? And another cool thing about these 2 verses is that there's a promise hidden in there. It doesn't say peacemakers who sow in peace may reap a harvest. It says we will reap a harvest. And of course, we don't know when that harvest is going to happen, and maybe we work on the peacemaking end and we don't necessarily see the harvest that we reap. I think that a lot with junior high ministry. We plant a lot of seeds in junior high, and sometimes we get to see what happens, but a lot of times students come in and out of our ministry and we don't see the end result. And the same thing is true here, but there's a promise. It says that that our efforts to sow peace will not be in vain. There will be a harvest. And so I encourage you today to look for opportunities to be a peacemaker. How can you bring peace into your home, to your family, to your workplace, to your school? Where can you be a peacemaker today? Look for that opportunity, and I know you'll have a great day. Bye.